Hello everyone, I'm Lily, and today I want to introduce how to use TensorFlow. What is deep learning? The traditional machine learning to extract features as input data, and different approaches may affect the result. However, deep learning can learn important features by itself. Nowadays, deep learning is really popular. I list some applications on this page, just like the computer vision, face recognition, or Q&A system, and recommend system. There are lots of frameworks for deep learning, and just like Cafe, TensorFlow, and Torch, many. I have only used TensorFlow, so I can compare the pros and cons between each other. TensorFlow is an open source software library for numerical computation using data flow graphs. And the data flow graph consists of nodes and graph edge. Nodes in the graph present mathematical operations, and the graph edge represent the multi-dimensional data array. It also called tensor, and communication between two nodes. You can see this picture. For example, nodes just like the input, and you can see the gradient or the cross entropy means nodes. The edge means the data go through the whole graph. And to actually evaluate the nodes, we must run the computational graph with a section. You need to type these two commands to let the tensor go through the whole graph. And the next part is TensorBoard. I think it's really cool to show the data on this TensorBoard. And you can see this picture. It can show the entropy mean, or you want to show the loss function on it. It's okay. I think it's really cool. You also can see the what the distribution of the data after classification. And next, I will use the MS dataset and the CNN model for some simple example later. So first, I want to introduce the MS dataset. MS dataset is a simple computer vision dataset. It consists of image of handwritten digits like this, and is separated into 3 parts. And we can flatten this array into a vector, just like this, the MS train X. And because we are going to want the label as one hot vector, so we can see the picture below this page, just like this. And then next, please open your VirtualBox and the Jupyter Notebook. Because I tried this example before, I think the computational cost is a little huge. So I think it will cost too much time to run in the class. So maybe if you are interested in TensorFlow, you can run this code on the desktop computer, because I think laptop maybe can handle this. And you can open this TensorFlow tutorial, this file. This part is show what is the MS dataset look like. So these two commands is to import the dataset, and this part will show you the result. So we can see these three pictures. It's a handwritten digit. Okay, next part is build a CNN model. We need to define some variable like weight and bias. And I defined some function. It's more convenient to use, just like the convolution layer and the pooling layer. And I use the ILU to build every layer. And because we need to input the image data and label, so we need to define the two placeholder to be our input. And this part is the architecture of my CNN model. And you can see maybe some detail. You can follow the TensorFlow Office website. It's much clearer. And because I think it needs some time to understand it, so I just quickly go through this part. And next part is after we define the architecture of the CNN model, we need to start to train this model and evaluate the performance. So I use cross entropy and Adam optimizer. Because the TensorFlow is a data flow graph, so you need to use this command to initialize a variable. And if you want to fit the input image and the label, you need to use this command. You can see the training accuracy is much more higher as the training step increase, and the final test accuracy is 94%. And the next part is visualizing every layer of our CNN model. After you learn this part, you can see this picture. After the data goes through the convolution layer, first convolution layer, the data will distribute like that. And after the convolution layer 2, you can see the data more clear. And the output data will look like this. You can compare with the picture before, first layer and the second layer. And the next part is tensor board. You need to open another terminal first and type command. After you do the step 2, you can see this. So you can open the browser and type the HTTP, just this. Okay. And if you open the tensor board, you can see the loss function, and you can choose the graph. You can see the architecture of the CNN model. And there are some reference. You can search on the internet. And I think it's really useful if you are interested in TensorFlow.